Most people think that clutching in high-elo Valorant is all about having the best aim. But as a former Radiant player who just hit Immortal again, I can tell you that aim is only 20% of it. The rest is positioning, timing, and isolating your fights. Today, we're doing a raw breakdown of 5 of my recent clutches so you can see exactly how to win these impossible rounds. Let's take a look at clip 1. I'm playing Clove on Haven, and I find myself in a tough spot in mid-cubby. I unfortunately die by Sova, but let's pause. I know in this situation I have to ult. It's best for me to ult so it gives my team an advantage in a 3v5 instead of leaving my other two teammates in a 2v2 where it's equal. Sova and Jet are both playing on B, so I know if I'll ult, I'll definitely find someone to kill in time. Let's see what happens.
Back like I never left!
One enemy remaining.
If you noticed, right after I ulted, my Sova died, so if I never rezzed, it would have been a 1v2 and my team most likely would have lost. Using Clove ult properly should almost always give your team the upper hand and an advantage to win the round. Let's take a look at clip 2. I'm playing Fade on Split and it's a 1v3. As you can see, I'm slow walking because one of my teammates had recently pinked mid, meaning I know someone might be there and close to me, so I don't want the enemy to find my position. By doing this, I hope that I can catch someone off guard and not paying attention. I also make sure to check every single angle very slowly. Once I kill a Jet, I know that the enemy knows where I am, so instead of slow walking, I use my util to help me clear angles. Even if a util doesn't scan anyone, you always want to check the angles just in case you missed it, like how I got Clove. Now I know time's running out, so I have to speed up a little. I throw my Fade Eye to clear all of back sight, however my dog catches her trail, so I know that she's on the left side of sight. I hold this angle for a few seconds to see if she will swing out, and she does. I was able to clutch this 1v3 for one main reason, which is isolation. Every single fight I took was a 1v1. Obviously, it's way easier to win a 1v1 than a 1v2, so honestly, the enemy team threw by giving me that. Let's look at clip number 3. I'm playing Clove on Ascent and it's currently a 3v2. I was gonna plant safe behind Jen, but since KJ ulted, I planted in the open so my teammates would be able to see it from main. Unfortunately, my ISO dies in tree and I know that I won't have time to run main, so I try to hide in hell. I honestly have no idea how Reyna didn't see me, but since the spike is planted directly in front of me, I'm going to wait for Reyna to tap. Since she thought she had already cleared hell, I knew that she wasn't going to be looking my way and I'd be safe to swing off the first tap. By having patience, and somehow Reyna not spotting me, I was able to clutch the round. Let's take a look at clip 4. I'm playing Clove on Haven and it's currently a 5v5. I grab Orb since I'm close to my ult. My Skye dies while trying to flash, but my Phoenix gets her trade. At this point, I know that one's on site and the other 3 are backside. I'm able to kill Phoenix, but let's pause. If I didn't have my ult, I would say to play back with ISO so it would be a fair 2v2. However, since I do have my ult and the spike isn't down, I play aggressively to try to make it be a 2v1. I managed to kill Clove and try to back away, but since I spotted Cypher, I re-swing him and won the round. In clutches, when you have a teammate, it's very useful to play off them so you can catch enemies off guard. And lastly, let's look at clip 5. I'm playing Clove on Sunset and my breach says that they're on site, so I smoke it. They ended up rushing Jet, so I run over there to try and give Jet a smoke. Since I noticed that they have Vandals and I only have a Ghost, I try to play in odd angles that they most likely won't clear. I see Reyna's outline when she jiggle peeks, so I hold that, hoping she'll swing again. I end up killing Reyna, but I hold the angle a little longer to see if anyone will re-swing. I end up killing Jet, so I run to go get her Vandal. I slowly start clearing and I end up killing Skye. Now I know where Cypher is, so I wait for him to swing. Jet is yelling at me that Clove's behind, so I turn around and I end up killing them all. This is very similar to the first clip in the way that the enemy team only gave me ones. Isolating your gunfights in 1v1s is one of the most important things that you can do. Like I said before, you're more likely to win a 1v1 than any other. Now let's do a quick recap. The first one will be, as I just mentioned, isolating your fights. Just remember, it'll always be easier to fight them one by one instead of trying to fight all 5 of them at once. The second thing is positioning. Especially when you're at a disadvantage in numbers, you always want to try to reposition yourself to catch the enemies off guard. The last point to remember is timing. When you're the last one alive, the enemy gets greedy for the final kill. And that is on you to anticipate the rush, catch them sprinting, and use their aggression to even the playing field. If you can remember these 3 tips, you're way better off to win your clutches. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments down below. And I'm currently on my climb back to Radiant. Subscribe to see if I'll hit it by the end of this act. And thank you for watching.